Evening all, welcome back to Space Engineers. Right, so in the last one you saw me kind of detonate my brain and everything attached to it into a rock. And this flew, this is what's left of the mining carriage. It actually flew off, isn't that brilliant? I'm so impressed. So this is actually now ready to be kind of shot back into a rock. I love this game, it just makes me squee with joy when I play it. The NPC thingamajigs that are coming through are just amazing as well. Now, somebody did post in the comments that this is actually abandoned ships, which would make sense because there's nothing on it. But I just love the idea of it. I just think these things are, oh, they're so good. Hopefully they're not going to be kind of too many of them coming in because it does feel like there's quite a lot of them. But look at this thing. This thing is amazing. And what we're going to do is we're just going to throw it into the rock. And there we go. Kablam. Oh, such a waste. I hear you cry, but you know, what else are you going to do? So here we go. Another military escort. Now, this one is obviously we've done before. So we're just going to quickly hijack this, then basically throw it into something very heavy. These things don't move very quick, so it's more just a case of these are actually the ships we're going to keep because they've got turrets on them, they've got some good engines on them. And they've got bits and bobs, so we are going to actually use these ones. Plus, you know, we can. There's a lovely point of this game that actually says, right, I've taken the ship. I don't really want to fly it because it's slow all the way to my base, so I'm just going to fly it into an asteroid slowly. And because it hits so slowly, we can do a bit more with it, which is a good thing. So there we go, we put on the inertia dampeners, the thing stops. Let's go and loot this thing very quickly. Some useful components, perchance. We probably should take the uranium out of it, but I don't think there's much in there. But look at that, plenty of ammo. That's nice. And I think in general, it's just really good that we can hijack these things. Now, I said to Dell, basically, he could run this. He could just go and take it over. So he's going to go and pilot this one. And I think when you look at the side of that ship, that's a pretty nice size ship, isn't it? That's a useful ship. It's got landing gear, so we could just basically park it near an asteroid. When the larger turrets come into the game, this thing is also going to have a little bit of firepower to pack a punch. So it's stupid to kind of destroy it completely. So all I told him to do is just basically aim it at an asteroid, put it at about 10 meters a second, and then put the inertia dampeners off, then jump out. And then eventually, over time, it will just cruise towards the asteroid and hit it. But not damage it too much. It will just dent the front, which we can always repair. So that's quite nice. I think this as well is something that I think, you know, we're going to have to kind of start thinking about salvaging some of these wrecks. At the moment, we've just got every single one and hurled it into a rock. Just because we're big kids, basically. But I think we are actually going to have to, at some point, start to really kind of do something with these. So there we go. I've just told him to basically put it into the asteroid. Now, I shouldn't dent it too much. Oh, okay. Nope, that didn't quite go to plan. Oh, well, never mind. Now that reactor went. You see the reactor actually exploded? That's pretty cool, isn't it, bro? That's pretty funny. So, yeah. Oh, well, we'll just draw a line into that one. Let's wait for the next one to come along. And here it is, a military mine layer. Now, this has got heavy armor blocks on it. So this one is most definitely being salvaged because there is an awful lot of materials in every single block you see there, bro. And that is very, very useful. It's an interesting design. The design is very much like George Peppard's ship in Battle Beyond the Stars. Now, if you have no idea what I am on about, Google or YouTube Battle Beyond the Stars, George Peppard and ship, and you'll see what I mean, because he plays, quote, cowboy. And this thing just reminds me of it, because it's kind of like a vertical ship that kind of takes off, and wow, you'll see. But I quite like the styling of it. Now, again, good sets of turrets, lots of armored blocks. It would take a while to grind this all down, but very good engines on it as well. So this is a ship most definitely worth salvaging. So we're going to do that. Now, obviously, getting into it proved a bit difficult because we're stupid and we didn't realize that we should just be turning off our own inertia dampeners and just lining it up. There we go. Finally figured it out. There we go. And eventually we get in. Now, interesting, isn't it? It's kind of like a vertical shaft. I have to be very careful what the next words out of my mouth are. So it goes into kind of like a 3 holes. Okay, it's not going too well with my voiceover of this. And then in the middle hole, oh my god, this is just getting worse. In the middle hole is where you can control the ship from, and that is even more ridiculous if you think about it. Now, obviously, inertia dampeners go on, so then this ship stops, so we don't have to worry too much about flying it around. There's no gravity on this ship, although there is a generator which has been switched off, so that's interesting. In fact, I'll just show you that. It's up here. And this ship is obviously quite nice in the way it looks. I do like it. I think it looks rather nice. So I'm just going to switch the gravity on because it's quite useful to have gravity on in these ships. And there we go. But then it is a vertical ship, so we need to be careful because it will fire us out. But look at that. Plenty of ammo. Liking that. Let's see what this other one's got. And this one's obviously got a little bit more stuff. I mean, we could loot it, but what's the point? And then as you jump out, you notice you fly out. So again, gravity fields working in different directions. It's pretty nice. Now, I wasn't sure what was in this tail bit. So I thought to myself, well, let's go and maybe drill and cut into it. So, as you can see, heavy armor blocks are incredibly tough. And we'll be proving in just a minute when we actually find out what's in this thing. Now, it was called a military mine layer, so that should have given us a bit of a clue, but obviously I'm stupid, so I didn't quite realize actually what was in there. But you'll see in just one moment actually what's up, bro. And this, there we go. So I'm actually drilling into nothing, so that was a waste of complete time. So I think to myself, right, well, how am I going to get into this thing? What I should have done is what I do now, which is fly to the back, because the back has a door. And it's open, and as you can see, this thing is laden with warheads. They are large warheads you're looking at right there. And I'm basically saying to Dell now, don't touch anything, because if this thing goes off, yeah, it's going to cause a lot of damage. I mean, a lot of effing damage. So, we're not too sure what to do with it at this point. Now, the sensible part of me says we should salvage these, carefully grind them out, take the explosive components from them, and then use them because they're actually really difficult to produce. And then I realized I've got a gun in my hand. And then I realized it might be actually more fun to just shoot them and see what happens to the ship. So it could have been adios to the ship, so let's go and see. So I kind of say to Dell, you might want to step back a bit there as he retreats. And then we take our shot. And kabloom! Now, this is interesting because it set off all those warheads, an awful lot of warheads I might add, and it's actually not done a great deal of damage. That's quite impressive. I think heavy armor has certainly come on from what it used to be. Heavy armor used to be utter bollocks, it really did. So we then commandeer the ship and we fly it back to base. Now again, we're using a bit more tact with this one. I said just set it to about 5 meters a second. We'll go and make a cup of tea, and basically by the time we got back, this thing should have fired itself into the asteroid, obviously with the Dell forgot to put the inertia dampeners on there. But in essence, this then should be set and ready to be either used or salvaged. We shall see. I mean, again, it could be a quite think of it, you can make this an internal part of a bigger ship. So it could defend your reactors, it could defend your critical ship systems, and then outside of it, you could put then like light armor blocks. So you could like build a very armored central core that then goes around the rest of it. But there we go. Fascinating game. Just loving it. This was just one night of playing the game, and we picked up dozens of different ships, and it was just so exciting. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.